All right. So I don't know much about this whole Johnny Somali situation. I know I live under a rock, but I know he's like public enemy number one for the internet right now. I know basically, okay, this is basically what I know about Johnny Somali. I know he's a fucking troll, and he fucked around in Japan. Everybody hates him, and I think he's the one that kickstarted this whole people doing dumb shit in Japan, and now Japan just hates foreigners, which honestly, rightfully so. I mean, if people are coming to your country and they're being fucking idiots, I'd hate them too. So you know what? Rightfully so. Fair enough for Japan hating foreigners. But apparently, I think now he's in Korea, and I don't know exactly what he did to piss off all these people, but I know he's just a fucking idiot, and apparently he's facing jail time. I know that, but I don't know anything more than that. So I'm here to find out. I'm here to get with the wave. I'm here to join the hate train and hate this motherfucker because apparently this dude is just endless content because of how retarded he is. So let's just
Hey,
take a
guys, Rob
gander.
here. So today we have some insane updates regarding the ongoing Johnny Somali trial. Now, over the past couple of days, there's been a lot of news
Hold on, let me read this shit. Hold on. Johnny Smalley pled guilty to obstruction of business and other minor charges in South Korean court with a potential 5-year sentence. He showed up to court an hour showed up to court an hour late and hungover after puking all over his friend's apartment the night before. Wow, what a stand up dude. Bro, this guy looks high out of his mind in this picture. Dude looks like he did meth laced with heroin. Like what the fuck? But what else? Okay, I know another thing that I do know is while he was in South Korea, he was basically like glazing the fuck out of Kim Jong Un, which is like the dumbest thing to do in South Korea. I know that's one thing he did, but like other than that, like I don't know what the fuck this obstruction to business is.
coming out. I covered this in a video a few days ago, and to sum that up for context before we get into the new stuff, basically Johnny Somali, the nuisance streamer who's had many misdeeds overseas, is finally facing the
No, so real quick tangent. Why does anyone know why the fuck Rev VTuber is a fucking 12-year-old girl? Like, I'm just curious. I'm not like it's just odd seeing this child have a deep ass voice. But I digress.
consequences of his own actions. His trial in Korea has begun, and on day one, he pled guilty to 3 different charges. He was getting absolutely hammered in this courtroom in more ways than you might think. He showed up drunk, and then he was basically blasted by the judge because of his constant hostile behavior and belligerence. And of course, like I said, he pled guilty to 3 different charges, and he's facing up to 5 years of prison time for those charges. And
Bro, dude's face right here looks like he's trying to hit the light skin face, but is like failing at it miserably. He looks like a high Mr. Potato Head. I'm not gonna lie. He looks like Mr. Potato Head after some lines of meth.
in addition to that, there was a 4th charge that was revealed to him that apparently he and his lawyer had no idea about, but everyone else involved with the coverage of this trial already knew about. But yeah, he's basically in some really deep stuff here, and we're going to cover not only Johnny Somali's reaction to what happened in the courthouse, but also some continued coverage from some YouTubers like Legal Mindset and Atozi who are covering this in Korea, and we're going to see a potential 5th charge, and a very serious one, that Johnny Somali might be facing. So,
Okay, what is this charge?
With the reaction of Johnny Somali to Legal Mindset and Atozi here, who are covering what happened in the courthouse.
He doesn't know Hank's address and apartment number where he's
That as well.
Stupid.
Yeah, he kept answering that he didn't know. Yeah, no, it's bad. It looks really bad for him.
Then he said, I don't know because I don't speak Korean. And then the judge said, you can speak English. Because the judge,
The nigga told me, what's the address, nigga? I'm like, nigga.
So how the fuck were you able to answer his questions if you were speaking Hajabuchka? What do you mean? Oh my gosh. This guy's a fucking idiot. What, he thinks people in Korea can't speak English? You think people in the internet you think people in an international court or like in a court of law don't know English? Like you think when they're trying somebody who's from America and only speaks English, they're not gonna appoint a judge who can speak English? Who can't speak English? That's, oh my god.
I don't know how to tell you, nigga. how do I say ching chong ching ching ching? How can I say that to you?
Oh my
I don't
lord.
speak your language.
So
Hey, look, side note, look. If you're gonna be racist, be funny. Because here's the thing I've learned about racism. All racism is fine so long as it's funny. If it's funny, nobody cares. If it's basic shit like ching ching chong, that's just like, come on, bro. You could do better than that. Right? Like, you gotta be. Like, all racism is fine as long as it's funny. That's what I've learned. As long as it's funny, nobody cares. Right? But you gotta be creative, bro. You gotta be creative. You gotta like be witty with it. Can't just be say this basic shit like ching ching chong. Like, what the fuck?
obviously, it's not a very good strategy here to make racist remarks about a judge in a foreign courthouse that you are being subjugated to because of your.
Yeah, this guy's not in America. This guy's not on terra firma. This guy is not on terra firma. Terra firma. This guy's just insulting. This guy's just insulting another race while he's not in the country. While he's not in his country of origin. Like, no one's there to protect him. Even if he was in America, I don't think anybody would protect him. Because one thing I do know for a fact is that everybody hates this motherfucker. There's not a single soul that defends this dude.
Misdeeds overseas, but on top of that, what he's saying about not understanding X, Y, or Z is a blatant lie because he had a translator there basically walking him through this entire process, which is not surprising. This is something that Legal Mindset would address in this latest video he uploaded.
So starting off strong with a clearly racist diatribe about the judge.
Of course.
And also with a completely inaccurate description of what happened.
Really?
He has a court-appointed, a government interpreter translating everything in perfect English to him. So any
That's what I was saying.
that he would not be able to understand is absolutely ridiculous because everything is being said to him line by line in English every single step of the way. And
Yep.
What a
So
fucking
basically,
moron.
Johnny Somali is lying about that. He knows exactly what's being said to him in that courthouse, and that's not too surprising. All right, he's getting increasingly desperate. We have seen the comments from people covering.
Oh yeah, these are just death rolls. These are just death cries. Like, he's just doing everything crazy, trying to say whatever because he knows he's fucked. He knows he's fucked. Why like anybody with a brain would be like, all right, I'm facing a judge. Let's appeal to the court to see if I can lower my sentence or even get on probation. But I don't know. In this guy's mind, he's like, "Oh yeah, let me just call the person with the authority to throw me in a box for the rest of my life. Let's just call him Ching Ching Chong."
This trial about his change in demeanor, where he's gone from very boastful and basically mocking everything going on to someone who's realizing, oh man, maybe I'm in some deep trouble here. And we're going to see a little more reaction to that in just a second. Let's keep listening.
And the real problem for Ramsey in this case is that this is on in front of the world. He not only has us YouTubers here, people like myself, Atozi, others that were in the audience, including Korean YouTubers, but he also has the Korean media. And we have a clip from the Korean media showing
Shit, really? Like fucking like the Korean version of BBC was there? Dude. I think what this guy's trying to do is he's trying to make himself as infamous as possible so that people can remember him. I think that's what he's trying to do. But I'm gonna keep it real. The moment he's been sentenced to prison, three days later, everybody's gonna forget this dude. Everybody's gonna forget this guy.
exactly how Ramsey's story is so different than reality of this tough guy act.
Yeah, so the Tough Guy Act is definitely very present, okay? So before the actual proceedings began, he was out front with his buddy here, and they're posing, and they're making...
Bro, look at this guy here. He's like, I don't want to fucking be here, bro. I don't want to stand next to this nigga. Like, dude is contemplating a life right now.
it basically a big joke. They're making a joke out of this entire proceeding, when in reality... Johnny Somali is facing the end. He's facing...
Why the fuck is he wearing a MAGA cap? Like, why? Like, motherfucker, in South Korea, nobody gives a fuck about making America great again. Like the fuck. Why is he wearing a MAGA hat? What point is that trying to prove? You're in South Korea. Nobody cares.
Actual prison time, and it's becoming more and more of a reality, but he's trying to put on this tough guy facade, and it's crumbling very quickly. In fact, it appears that Johnny Somali was actually running away from reporters. Let's hear this.
Watch this.
They're claiming that like I came in and I was fucking blindsided by the fact that I had a new charge and motherfuckers was like sitting in the wrong place and niggas was nervous. This shit was a breeze.
Here's the reality. Tough guy, Johnny
Wow.
Somali.
Why the?
Is there anything you want to say? Do you admit the charges? Don't you want to apologize?
I love North.
That's not.
He's a fucking retard. This guy just said to the Korean media, bro, you don't fuck with that shit. They say in America where you have free speech where you can just talk about everybody. They say in America where they say like South Korea ain't America where you can sit there and praise other country, praise the country's mortal enemy, and be okay, right? Like sure, in America you could probably go to the CNN and talk about how much you love Russia, or how much you love China, but like, bro, you don't go to South Korea and say I love North Korea. They take that shit serious, man. Like that's their like they say like they have a good relationship with their neighbor. A country that close where they're constantly talking about nuking the fuck out of each other, bro. Like this guy's a dumbass.
Yeah, so basically there's the reality of Johnny Somali, literally running away from a tiny Korean reporter because he can't face the reality. He can't face real confrontation. He loves sparking potential confrontation, but he can't handle it once it actually happens, and here he is just running.
I can already tell what's gonna happen. I think he's just done in hardcore denial, and reality is not gonna hit him until he's in a prison cell with a naked dude ready to shove his fist up his ass.
Into the courthouse because he can't handle the heat. And also, did you notice he said something about North Korea? Probably not the best idea, right? Especially since
that's the most brain dead idea ever.
He's being investigated by South Korean authorities for a potential national security issue because of his comments about North Korea. But
yeah, no shit.
Let's also refer to the confidence of Johnny Somali regarding this trial and how it's going so far.
It wasn't really that big of a deal.
It's not a big deal.
I showed up drunk. I showed up happy. Like the charges that they have me put on, the charges that they have me for are such minor, minuscule charges. It's fucking obstruction of bro, spilling a cup of noodles.
Yeah, he goes on in his little cope session about how this is not a big deal. It's no big deal.
One thing he seriously does not understand is that they're going to make an example out of him. They're going to use Johnny Somali and use him as an example to be like, don't be like this dumbass or you're going to be sitting in a prison cell for a fucking decade. I don't think he comprehends that. Well, clearly he doesn't comprehend a lot of stuff, but I genuinely don't think he understands that the Korea is going to make a fucking example out of this dude. And they're gonna throw everything they fucking can at him to put this dude away for as long as possible.
Facing 5 years in a foreign prison system. That's a big deal. I would be very nervous. And also, just basically say the obvious here. How is Johnny Somali gonna fare in a South Korean prison? Especially since his crimes and everything he does in that country revolves around being a nuisance and disrespecting South Korea. It's
Yeah,
not gonna
because
go
he's
well.
on like the South
That's for
Korean
sure.
news, which I'm
But
pretty sure like the
we also
prisoners
have
there
some
can
other
watch. So I'm pretty sure the
interesting things going on this
prisoners
week
know
with
who
that
the
whole
fuck Johnny
national
Somali
security
is
thing.
and how much
So
of
I
a
played this
dumbass he
clip
is.
in my previous video. Let's
So that's gonna be
watch a
interesting.
few seconds to get some context.
You think this shit is a fucking game, nigga? Bro, I got Korean investigation documents. These niggas been interrogating me for months.
So he eventually goes on in the video. He talks very briefly about some deep fake related issues. And then he spends basically the entirety of the remaining part of the video talking about how he's being investigated by National Intelligence Services. Because apparently his comments about North Korea has launched an investigation, which is, again, if he's truthful about what he's alleging here, he's facing some very serious stuff.
That's legit. Like that's like to put into perspective. That's like having the CIA or the FBI investigate you because they think you're colluding with like Russia or China. Like that's some serious shit. Because like they do not like. You have to understand, North Korea and South Korea are mortal enemies. They're mortal enemies. They talk about they talk about killing each other like every other day. Like the demilitarized zone at the border of North Korea and South Korea is the most heavily militarized area on planet Earth. And that's supposed to be the demilitarized zone. Like, they do not like each other. And for good reason. North Korea is fucking a fucking piece of shit. Well, not North Korea, Kim Jong-un. But like, but I can say that no problem. But this dude is like, he just doesn't understand that there's things you cannot do in another country. Like, bro, have people forgotten the term, when in Rome, do what Romans do? Like, is that like, bro, not everywhere is America. Like,
National security investigations. That doesn't sound good, right? But also, I think the national security stuff was a bit of a red herring because in reality, it turns out the documents he's referring to, it appears that those are related to another potential charge that Johnny Somali is facing, and one that is very serious in South Korea, as it should be, as we'll see, involving deepfakes. So again, let's hear from Legal Mindset.
And he literally said, I don't understand this racial slur speak.
They writing this shit in gook language.
And what we found out,
I'm not gonna lie, that was kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie, that was kind of funny. I don't understand this racial slur language. I'm not gonna lie, that was kind of funny. I might use that still.
is that this has been referred by the police to the prosecution. If the police send it to the prosecutor, if you go from 2 to 3, on step 3, you have a 90% plus conviction rate. Probably more like 98% conviction rate, which means
Yeah, that's something I've learned about Asian countries. They have very, very high conviction rates. Like, they don't fuck around over there. Like Japan, I swear, like Japan has like a 99% conviction rate, which is why like it's very peaceful over there. But they don't fuck around. Like if you're in court, like if you're on trial, you're probably going to be found guilty of whatever it is. Like they have a lot of Asian countries have a very, very high conviction rate. They do not fuck around over there.
they will charge you. We're at stage 3 now. We're at stage 3.
That's what those documents.
He just confirmed, he literally told himself that in the Eastern District, there is a 5th charge, which has not been, the prosecutors haven't officially announced it yet, but it's coming. Which means, remember the theory I said, guys? That they're going to hit him with these little obstruction ones, and they're going to trick him into pleading guilty? And then he's going to be screwed because he's a convicted criminal, and then they're going to hit him with deepfakes, which has serious jail time? That just happened.
So I definitely played the clip a little later than I should have, but he confirms that based on translations, it's talking about deepfakes. And if you're curious as to what we're referring to, this is the clip. Just like anything else with Johnny Somali, he literally documents his entire life, including his own crimes.
Look, me and my Korean girlfriend. Look, look, look. Look, you see? Y'all niggas jealous. Y'all niggas getting pussy like this. Look at me. Y'all niggas really wish y'all had.
So deepfake, is that like not an actual? Is that like a man, but you deepfaked a woman's face? Is that what's going on here? Because I don't know about this whole deepfake situation, but apparently it's so bad that he's getting investigated by the police. Which I'm gonna be real, they fucking 1000 IQ played this dude. They really did. So now this guy has like in North American terms, this guy has a felony on his hands because of this shit. Like, goddamn. And but another side note, why do dumb people always put their crimes on the internet? I don't get that. Like, they feel like why do people break the law and then have this urge to just incriminate themselves? I don't get that shit. Like,
Had it like this.
Yeah, you can read here. The girl in the video is currently suing Johnny Somali for defamation
Defamation.
because of his deep fake video.
Oh,
This is
so
a
the
big
actual girl.
issue in South Korea and involves a lot of entertainers. And yeah, they take this stuff very seriously.
oh, so he deepfaked another girl onto this, and now she's suing. What a dumbass.
As I think the entire world should take these things very seriously. And this one could
Honestly, with everybody using AI, I don't think people are really that afraid of deepfakes anymore, because it's just AI. Like, AI could just make one-to-one videos of like an actual person, and like I think people have just like accepted that like that's the case, and we're now just trying to figure out we're now just more concerned of being able to tell like what's AI and what's not AI. I think people have just accepted that because of the meteoric rise of AI and everybody using AI. Because I remember like this time last year, AI was not this popular. AI shot through the moon within the last couple months. I remember like this time last year, AI was really not that popular, but now it's just fucking everywhere. Every single Instagram video is just an AI video. It's insane.
could land him in very serious trouble. And like Legal Mindset said, they're basically setting him up. He's pleading to all these smaller charges, which still carry some pretty significant penalties, but he's pleading to this, essentially accosting himself as a convicted person in Korea, and now these additional charges are going to hit even harder. And that is really bad news for Johnny Somali. But it doesn't end there. So there's this clip going around. Of course, once again, Johnny Somali drunk, saying things that he shouldn't be saying and putting himself in even more hot water.
I'm gonna message you right now. Sorry, I'm fucking high right now.
You excited?
I'm gonna take pills and drink before.
Yep, there he is, admitting to being high and trying to take pills before the trial, which
Why is this guy incriminating himself? I understand. I know. He's a fucking dumbass. I know. But like, there's gotta be like, he has to have a brain in that cranium. Like, he has to have some working brain cells. Well, based on this face, maybe not, but there's gotta be something there. Like, even if he's gonna do, like, he's gonna take pills, he's gonna drink before, like, why would you just say that? Why would you just say that in a video where they could just use that as evidence against you? Like, at least keep that shit to yourself. Like, what the fuck?
by the way, another thing South Korea takes very seriously. They do not mess around with drugs.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, I swear South Korea is a very, very no on drugs.
World of hurt.
Like, I'm pretty sure they're still at the point where if you do weed, you're gonna get locked the fuck up. And even weed is like considered, it's like not even like narcotic or anything like that. So it's like they are very much like, we do not fuck around with drugs over there.
Once again, let's listen to what Legal Mindset has to say about this.
He illegally took prescription drugs, it appears. I don't think he has a script for him.
There's no
So
chance.
this is
Wait, he illegally took prescription. So he's doing prescription drugs without fucking a written a written doctor's note or anything like that. He's just gulping down like fucking paracetamol. Is that what I'm guessing right now? Oh my gosh.
a picture where he admits he's high And he's clearly, if you watch him in this video, he's clearly on something, right?
Yeah, retardation.
I'll pause it for a second too. Like I joke about him being like a lightweight when he's drinking. You know, has like 2 beers and he's in a later clip puking all over his friend's apartment. But like maybe this explains why he's so messed up. It's not just alcohol he's taking. Apparently, there's also these prescription drugs that he's admitting that he's taking, or I should say, well, prescription that he probably doesn't actually have.
I need to open a private message with you.
I mean, come on,
I'm
dude.
gonna message you right now. Sorry, I'm fucking high right now.
So we figured out why he was high, right? You can see the medicine here.
Oh my god.
Damn.
What?
Damn, Dad did the dude did the
happens
enhance.
when you get stuff
Dude
like
did the
this,
enhance.
and you say you're high, and you
Enhance.
have this photo in the background of Hanky Poo's apartment.
Bro has a lot of fucking
and you say
prescription
you're
drugs.
high, and you've been taking pills.
Bro has a lot of them.
Well,
Not
we figured
good.
out through the power of the internet that it is likely the drug Zolpidem, which also has another name. I think it's called Stilnox as well.
Never heard of this
So
drug.
this is a prescription drug. And I'm going to pull up the ministry.
This is
This
internet
is the Korean
autism
Ministry
at
of
its
Food and Drug
finest, dude.
Safety.
This
This is
is
literally the
great.
Korean website. So it is a psychotropic drug. It's a narcotic. Sorry, it's a narcotic medicine, a Zolpidem and propofol. But Zolpidem is a psychotic drug used for the treatment of insomnia in adults.
Ah,
It is only to be
so is it like? So let me guess before he says it. So it's supposed to help with insomnia. So is it like a sort of hallucinogenic, or is it like some to help put you to sleep or something? I'm guessing it's something around those terms. Because for those who don't know, insomnia is basically you can't sleep because you have night terrors or things around that nature. Like your brain just sees things and you just can't go to sleep. So I'm assuming it's like maybe it's the type of hallucinogenic that like calms the nerves or calms the mind or like something that puts you to sleep. I'm not entirely sure. But that's just guessing what it is. Probably she's about to say, but I just wanted to guess.
used with a doctor's guidance and a prescription. It has a real chance of misuse and drug dependency.
Really?
It should
Damn.
be used with caution because it can lead to drug abuse and dependency.
AKA,
If that's the case, I'm surprised that's actually like they actually like prescribe that. Like they actually allow that drug to be prescribed if it can cause heavy addiction. Which okay, and that when I say that out loud, you can get addicted to fucking Tylenol. So I guess that kind of works itself out. But yeah, I'm just surprised because I feel like with a drug with that much of a warning. But I guess in hindsight, now that I think about it, you could say that for most drugs, most prescription drugs, and like even over the counter drugs. So yeah, I take it back. I'm just stupid.
what we were seeing in that stream that Johnny Somali was making the night/morning of his trial. Not a very good thing, but it turns out this is not the only person who's in a foreign country, a nuisance streamer, who might be peddling drugs and using drugs and could face very serious consequences. Ice Poseidon and his CX crew have been causing a lot of issues.
Is Ice Poseidon still problematic? Because I just remember back when he was streaming, he would like cause a bunch of shit and everybody hated his ass, and he just went fucking MIA for a while, and then he came back. I don't watch any of his shit, so I don't know. But I know he went MIA for a while because everybody hated his ass, and then I think then he came back. I don't know when he came back, but he came back, and I guess he was not as problematic. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, like is he still like? Do people still hate this dude? I don't even know.
Issues in Japan, and oddly enough, they kind of beef with Johnny Somali. It's like two morons fighting type situation. But basically,
two monkeys throwing their own shit at each other.
Also, implying that they're doing drugs as well, which is something taken very seriously in Japan.
Bro, drink water, bro. Drink water. Like, just drink water, bro. Like, what's with all these people just doing our drugs? Like, I don't get it. Like, just drink water, my guy. And if you wanna get a little zesty with it, you wanna do something crazy, drink sparkling water. Like, bro, just drink water, my guy.
And really, this is like the next set of people, right? Ice Poseidon and his crew, they said they're going to South Korea next, conveniently enough, right after the Johnny Somali trial. But yeah, let's hear this clip too.
No, I don't have my Adderall, seriously. I don't even know where it went. Anyways, I haven't taken it, but I don't even know where it went. It was in the fucking beanie.
I mean, he's always looking like a tweaker, let's be real.
So
Dude looks cracked out.
It's completely gone.
So what did he say?
No, I don't have my Adderall, seriously.
He doesn't have his Adderall. Adderall is illegal in Japan. It is a scheduled drug. It is a controlled drug. You cannot own or use Adderall in Japan. You're not supposed to bring it in Japan at all. It does not matter if he...
But in his mind, everywhere is like America. So he can just use Adderall because in his mind, I'm American. So I can do what I do so I can do the same things I do in America and Japan. That's what he's thinking.
He has a prescription. You cannot get a prescription in Japan for Adderall.
Yeah, so basically, if what he's saying in the clip is true, he could be cooked in Japan. And again, this is another crew of people who want to do the same thing, the same nuisance streaming in South Korea very soon, and that'll be another big issue. And we hope that what's happening to Johnny Somali will become a trend with all these nuisance streamers who are causing issues overseas in the pursuit of making content. But same with the last.
That'd be great content, I'm not gonna lie.
Legal Mindset. I'll put a link to his channel in the description. I believe he just crossed 200,000 subscribers. Very well earned. I'm glad to see it. So I'll put a link to that, like I said, in the description. Check him out, and he'll provide the latest updates on this. And if anything else serious evolves from this this ongoing trial, I will let you guys know. But for now, that's gonna do it for this video. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today.
So, takeaway: Johnny Somali is a fucking retard. Let's go. I think what's gonna happen. I genuinely think this is what's gonna happen. I think what's gonna happen with Johnny Somali is it's gonna start a snowball effect where Johnny Somali is gonna be made the example. They're gonna throw everything they fucking can at this dude and lock him the fuck up for as long as they can, and then that's gonna start a snowball effect or a ripple effect where other countries like Japan, because I know Japan is facing a serious problem with this shit, with a bunch of dumbass streamers going in there and being idiots. I think Japan is gonna follow suit. And bro, I know for a fact, like if you get like arrested in Japan or if you get prosecuted in Japan, they have like a I don't remember if it's 90 or if it's 99, but it's in the 90s. They have like an almost 100% conviction rate. If you get prosecuted over there, you are fucked. You're getting thrown in jail, right? They don't fuck around over there, right? So I think it's going to start a ripple effect where they're just going to start arresting all these dumbass streamers for something, right? They're going to find something to arrest these dumbass streamers going in and just causing issues in these places. And notice how all these streamers don't do this shit in like countries where the possibility of them getting punched in the face is a lot higher, right? Of course they're only going to do this shit in like South Korea or Japan where the people are a lot more passive, they're a lot more polite, and they don't want to deal with confrontation, right? And even in that country, even those countries, they're just done with it. So imagine they do this shit in like fucking Brazil or like Mexico or even in North America, like in America or Canada. Like, bro, someone will knock their teeth out, but they're not going to do that there. Nah, they're going to do that shit in Japan, where the people are a lot more polite, a lot more passive, and a lot more like to themselves. They don't want to be confrontational, right? Like, oh my god, man. Logan Paul is so lucky because I remember he did this. I remember he was the first one to do that shit, where he went to Japan and was like, even before the whole like Suicide Forest thing, he was like throwing Pokeballs at people and just being a dumbass. This guy got so lucky. He did that very early, and they didn't arrest him. Because like, bro, that they're on the hunts for these streamers. They really are. But hey, you know what? It's just infinite content at this point. It really is. I'm very curious as to what's gonna happen to this dude.